Hey, what's going on, guys? Lasco Custom Offsets. Today's video, we got another FTG under $3,500 video for you guys. Today, Junior's joining me. We're going to be covering Duramaxes under $3,500 for the wheels, tires, and suspensions. You guys have been loving this series. You guys have been blowing this series up. So here we come back this time with the old Duramax straight from our galleries. If you guys need wheels, tires, suspension, performance accessories, you guys can find all that at customoffsets.com. Also, these 6 shirts that we're wearing, if you guys buy these shirts, every $5 you spend gets you entered to win our SEMA truck. And second place is going to win CO2.
I don't
think that's
Don't tell
real.
Dad.
Yeah, I think that I made that last part. Anyways, you can find all that at customoffsets.com/giveaway. Let's hop into it. Alrighty, so first up we got a 2003 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. Sitting on gear off-road ratios in a 17x9 zero offset, Venom power Terra Hunter XTs and a 33 12.5 and a rough country suspension lift of 3 inches.
How do you know this thing isn't just like a debadged gasser 2500 HD? I just thought of that. Like, we don't really know, do we?
I don't know. How do you know?
You don't, unless you pop that hood, but you can't do that with a photo.
That's fair. All right, slightly trimmed the plastic on the front bumper, fender flares, cowl hood, tinted windows, 4-inch straight pipe, bull bar with double light mounts and roof mounted light bar.
4-inch straight plate? Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Because you have no exhaust pressure.
That might also be true.
But if it's a Duramax, okay, wait, I keep thinking it's a gasser. If this is a Duramax like we're going for, that makes a lot more sense then.
This is true.
Yep, this one's a Duramax, all right.
Alrighty, so for this one, before we rate like how well they did with their budget, that's like, it's not like a 0 to 10, like this thing's going to SEMA, it's more like a 0 to 10, how well did they spend their money?
Yeah, because this is a hard one, right? $3,500 can get you just wheels if you want to go like forged. That won't even get you wheels if you go forged. Or it can get you like just wheels and tires. So like to get wheels, tires, and suspension all together for under $3,500 is a pretty decent accomplishment, I would say. So yeah, putting all that together into a build, one, we're not expecting these to be SEMA quality because they're not going to be. SEMA's got $150,000+ into their trucks. So to see what people are going to do with these and kind of how you can keep it under $3,500 and look good, I'm kind of excited to see what people are going to do.
Or under $2,800 for this one. So the wheels and tires came out to $2,044, and the leveling kit, the rough country 3-inch, was it a lift kit or leveling kit?
I don't know. What's something like that?
Oh no, it's a lift kit. 3-inch lift kit. From Rough Country, $700, coming up to $2,744. Pretty decent. All right, this thing. All right, 3, 2, 1, 7. So why 6?
I don't know. I prefer a little bit bigger wheels, a little bit more stance and everything like that. But like this side shot, if you kind of look at it, just looks super functional too at the same time though. Like the fender flares on just kind of added that like beefiness that it's got with the headache rack and everything like that. He's got aftermarket grill and headlights and stuff like that. So like that all kind of ties into. The light bar up top isn't necessarily my choice or anything like that, but it adds light. He's got the bull bar on the front with another light bar in there too, so it's got the functionality behind it.
Right.
Which,
I think you and I have very similar tastes and very similar styling when it comes to building trucks. So I was kind of in the same boat, but if you look at it, I mean, under $2,800, you still have $700 to play, which he probably was able to get. Like the light bars, possibly even his headlights, still under the, $3,500. I mean, same thing, the fender flares, the bull bar, and the light bar up top is not my thing at all. But I mean, this man spent his money very, very well. So nice truck. All right, so next up, another 2003 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. This one's sitting on Moto metal MO962s in a 20x12 -44 and Federal Couragia MTs in a 35 12.5 with a Cognito leveling kit.
12Is and 35s on a leveling kit, jeez. And he says no trimming.
Yep, so Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 4-wheel drives running Moto metal MO962s. Already said all that, yep. Cognito leveling kit suspension and needs no trimming.
No trimming and rubs like crazy, but who cares? So
it rubs like crazy.
Why. He didn't trim, he's just saying send it.
But he must only rub in the, like, on the corner.
On
obviously,
the back of the fender,
on the back of the fender.
He has no front bumper.
Yeah, no front bumper. He's got his buck in the back, so he uses this thing for hunting. There's a little bit of a before and after photo. I mean, not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing came a long ways. I actually really like this thing.
Imagine if you put some like pre-runner fenders front and rear on this thing. Like that's all probably I would add to this to make it go from like looking pretty good to being like, holy shit, does that thing actually go over jumps? Because it looks pretty close.
Right. So as far as pricing goes on the second truck, we're sitting at $2,371 for the wheels and tires, the leveling kit of $133, bringing him to $2,504. He's even.
You smell like poop, you got flies around you.
Yes. Coming out to $2,504, so $2,500, even cheaper than the last guy.
Jeez. And I personally like this look a little bit more too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm ready to rate this thing.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 8.
Yeah, that front bumper gets me every time. I just love that style front bumper. When I had my F-150, I wanted to make one of those because like the ADD version was too expensive for me to buy, and that style just, I don't know, does something for me.
Right.
And it looks like it's pretty like well taken care of and everything like that. The suspension underneath and everything looks all solid. I don't know, just looks like a good all-around truck. And like I said, pre-runner fenders on that puts you over $3,500. But the fact that he did all of this at $2,500, I'd say it's pretty solid.
You know, not crazy big, but nice, you know, low and wide stance. Looks like he uses the topper when he's hunting and stuff, but I really dig it without. I don't know if those are aftermarket headlights, but it looks like he's got aftermarket tail lights, the light bars up front, and yeah, just that bumper. Just overall, what a transformation, especially for $2,500. So I think, you know, the last guy I rated pretty high because of how well he spent his money. This guy's in it even cheaper.
Yeah.
I love the Moto metals. The MO 962s are sick.
They're classic.
I think we always have them on like our top 5 wheels for each brand of truck, just because they're so dope. So yeah, I think this man spent his money really well. $2,500. It's a nice looking rig. All right, next up, a little bit of a newer truck, 2009 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, running the TIS 544s in the black and mill 22x12 -44s, and Atturo Trail Blade MTs in the 33 12.5, also running a 2-inch leveling kit. Needs major plastic trimming and has slight rub at full turn. So he's got a ton of plastic trimming.
And it still rubs.
And he still rubs a little bit. So, I mean, past that, I think that grill looks aftermarket, the bumper's aftermarket, tons of cubes, tons of light bars, headlights are aftermarket.
Those headlights look kind of like the brand new 2019 plus Silverados.
Yeah.
Like just if you kind of like hide that there, just a little running light up top looks kind of like that.
Yeah, fender flares look aftermarket. He's only got 2 photos. That's where we're sitting at. So
what's total price?
Looking up the price, he spent $3,005 on wheels and tires. Obviously, I think a big chunk of that coming from those TISs.
And being a 22 also, when you go bigger diameter wheels, tires get more expensive because it's a less common size, and so they charge a little bit more for them. So bigger you go past the 20, 22s, 24s, whatever, the wheels and tires both get more expensive. So it makes it a little bit harder to keep it under $3,500.
So almost $2,100 just for the wheels, $1,200 for the tires, and then his leveling kit came out to $95. I think if anybody wants to ever do anything to their suspension, I mean, a leveling kit is so cheap to really start modifying your truck. So that came out to $3,100. Obviously, went a little higher tier wheels and tires, and then threw in that cheaper leveling kit. So I think I'm ready to rate it.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, 7.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's a lot more of like the OEM clean style that I kind of like. So like the cleared out headlights, which on these style like Silverados and GMCs look like amazing. I just like the cleared out look or whatever, or if it's like a black truck to go like blacked out type of thing to kind of keep that like OEM feel. So like the aftermarket Raptor style grille and the headlights that kind of look like the 2019s. It just kind of throws it off a little for me because I just like sticking to whatever OEM had for like styling kind of and just going aftermarket with that.
Yeah, I don't so much hate the headlights. I think just overall, I gave him a little bit lower rating compared to the previous guy, just because, well, the previous guy was like $600 cheaper, and I really liked his stance and how everything was laid out, how clean the last truck was. But I think overall, my biggest thing is everybody knows fender flares and those steps. I think would clean this thing up a lot. But as far as like what he did with his, you know, money, he still was $400 cheaper than the $3,500 limit. So he still could get some extra stuff, whether that's putting that into going after a different suspension kit or something like that, or even if he starts dumping it into some other stuff, you know.
Well, what I would do that $400 is go into some paint to match. If you take those steps off and then paint to match the fender flares and paint to match that front bumper, I think that would kind of tie everything together a lot more. Yeah, that's like OEM styling and paint to match are like my 2 favorite things. So
yeah, because there is a lot going on. If you match all that black with the tan, I mean, you clean this thing way up. So nonetheless, nice rig. $3,100. It's not bad. All right, 2 more trucks remaining. Next up, a brand new.
You must really smell like poop.
You must really smell like.
It's flying around you, not me.
Yeah, as you're talking, you're doing one of these. I saw you. Stop. Running ARKON Off-Road Crown Series Triumphs in a 22x12, negative 51. Atturo Trail Blade MTs in a 35, 12.5. And a Traxda leveling kit. Trimmed the lower valance and removed the mud flaps on front, fender wells, Traxda keys, full throttle suspension, upper control arms, Fox 2.0 shocks.
On a brand new truck, which is already all painted to match, so it's kind of hard to like.
Well, yeah, it's a high country.
Need anything?
It's nasty.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, this thing looks sick. This thing's beautiful.
That's like a cheat code. Just buy a brand new truck that's already all painted to match.
Absolutely.
And just throw 11 kits and wheels and tires on it.
All right, so as far as pricing goes, wheels and tires, $3,176. That came from $1,892 for the ARKON Crown Series Triumphs in a 22x12, and then $1,380 for the Atturo Trail Blade MTs.
You do say about $100 in your package, though. Did you see that?
Yep, you do. Package your wheels and tires, kids. And then a leveling kit, $229, coming out to $3,405.
Damn, he's like close to the top. But at the same time, with the ARKON Crown Series Triumph, which the Crown Series has like the removable hardware, it's got the removable rings. There's a lot more like that goes into those wheels, so they are a little bit more expensive of a wheel. So to balance all of that out and standard $3,400, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, ready to rate it?
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1,
9.
8.
I give it a 9 just because like solid overall daily driver that you can do pretty much anything with. I would remove the side steps personally, just kind of helps clean it up for me. But like the truck looks good, and I'm sure it's like comfy inside and everything.
Yeah. High country, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I gave it an 8, not because I don't like it. I love this truck. I think it looks fantastic. But I feel like the guy that did his Duramax for $2,500 with still $1,000. Like, I didn't want to give this man the benefit of the doubt because he went out and got a brand new high country. I feel like the other guy utilized his money perfectly and really saved that extra, $1,500 to spend wherever he would want.
This guy didn't save any money. He spent $90,000 on a truck.
Yeah, he didn't save any money, and then he spent his $3,500 budget. So, it is what it is. But
no, it looks really good, though.
It looks fantastic. All right, last but not least, I'm giving this one a 12 no matter what.
Why, because it's your body style? Oh, no, it's not.
It's not my body style. All right, 2016 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, running Anthem Off-Road Defenders in a 20x9 negative 12, Cooper Discoverer STT Pros in a 295/60 and a rough country suspension lift of 3.5 inches. Take a look at this NFAB stainless wheel-to-wheel steps, Chevy Trifold tonneau cover, no rubbing or scrubbing, no trimming. If we take a look at overall price, it's coming in at $2,771 for the wheels and tires. So that came out to $1,096 for those Anthem Defenders, and then $1,676 for the tires. So he went a little cheaper on the wheel, but ended up going with a nicer tire. So.
And yeah, that's the nice thing is Anthem Off-Road kind of has a lot more affordable like wheel pricing and everything like that, and they've got a lot of new styles. I think the Defender is actually an old one that they don't really carry anymore, but they have a lot of new stuff, and there's a lot of really popular ones and some cool new colorways and stuff. And like to be on the more affordable side of things for 20x9s, 20x10s, that's kind of it's a good move if you're trying to go budget friendly, under $3,500 bucks. It's a good option.
And Anthem's been having a lot of like inventory as of recently.
Yeah.
They've recently gotten a bunch of shipments of wheels, and now they finally have inventory to really supply that demand for wheels. So
which is huge in 2021 when no one has anything.
Yeah. And then the $700 rough country 3.5-inch lift kit, and that brings you to the $3,471.
So close.
Yeah, so this guy can get his wheels, tires, and suspension installed here at Offset's Garage.
And have $29 for McDonald's.
And then leave.
That's a lot of McDonald's.
And then. All right, are you ready to rate this?
I haven't seen any photos yet. You've been talking.
I told you we're rating it at 12.
Oh baby.
It's pretty nice.
I think those are painted too. So the Defenders have those little like fins that come off, and it looks like they're painted white. I couldn't tell if they were like chrome, but I don't think they ever came chrome. So I think that they're painted, and I think they're painted white.
Maybe they're painted chrome.
I don't think so. All right, let's rate this thing.
3, 2,
9.
No, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, you counted down.
I didn't say 1.
But I was ready.
I wasn't
What'd you
ready.
rate it?
I'll give it a 7.5.
Oh, okay.
I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. Why 7.5?
Because I got to keep the other two
You really like that 03, don't you? That
I
cat
do.
eye?
I
Okay,
feel
who do you think you are, Dustin Korth?
I feel like that guy really spent his money really well. $2,500,
guy-
wheels, tires, suspension? I mean, this guy did really well as well. Anthem Off-Road Defenders, Cooper Discoverer, STT Pros, can't go wrong. And rough country suspension, I mean, you get yourself jacked up. Or, never mind, for a pretty decent price through rough country.
Yeah, there's some solid options, and like as you can see with a lot of these, the theme was kind of small lift kits like rough country 3.5s or like leveling kits, because for $3,500 you got to kind of play your cards wisely, and a 6-inch rough country is around $1,000 right there, so that means you're kind of cutting it on wheels and tires to get close, but you can make it work depending on what you're looking for and everything like that to get under $3,500, and you can get some good looking rigs like that second cat eye we had, that brand new Silverado, and then this one. They all look good, and like being Z71 painted to match or like a high country painted to match, like that alone helps the look of the truck, that for $3,500 it looks clean as hell.
And I think that plays into the question that we always talk about, you know, like the...
There's a mosquito too.
I got him.
You got it.
Let's go.
You're gonna need this.
Is my... Wheels, tires, suspension, customoffsets.com. Peace.
Was that it?
Yeah, oh yeah, wasn't I going to say something?
Saying something?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was in the middle of saying something. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I forgot again. Peace. Wheels, tires, suspension, performance, customoffsets.com.
If you're wondering what fits, we got a gallery with like 100,000 aftermarket trucks. Customoffsets.com/gallery.
Peace.